One of the places that I look online for stories when it comes to the Toronto District School Board is a blog called Blazing Catford. We've mentioned it before. Their latest story involves Black History Month in the Toronto District School Board and what the school board itself actually calls queering Black History Month. Yes, queering Black History Month. They've taken a number of people from Black history, mostly Black American history, and they're saying retroactively this person's gay, including this man, George Washington Carver. He is a man who's credited with helping peanut farmers across the South adopt the peanut as a plant that they could grow in their area. He was a botanist. He was a well-educated man. The school board admits that there's next to no evidence to say that this man's gay, but it is part of their agenda to queer Black history. I don't know why this goes on, but it's in documents on the school board's own website. Is this just more proof of insanity and political agendas at the school board? David Menzies joins us to chat about this. Menzoid, I don't know what to say about this one. It leaves me scratching my head. It leaves me wondering, what is the agenda here?
Well, I'm just wondering, what do you do for an encore? We have Queer Black History Month. When are we going to have Albino Bi-Curious History Month, Brian?
Don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas. That could end up happening soon.
You know, I just wonder if George Washington Carver's estate can actually sue for defamation and libel, because apparently he's not gay or never was gay. And I know sometimes the truth gets in the way of a good story, especially a good historical story. But I wonder if they could, make some capital out of this. Of course, what am I saying, Brian? It's our money after all, right?
Here's the crazy thing. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe this is a radical idea that'll come back in fashion. I believe that if you're going to talk about history, you're going to hold people up and say, this person is a good person that you should emulate, then it should be based on their character and not their identity. But look at the identity politics being played here. You've got Black History Month. Now you've got to add another layer on top of it, queering Black History Month. So now he's checked off two boxes. That makes him more important for the people that want to play identity politics. What about the fact that this man was a slave? He was able to put himself through school. He was able to get a job at a university. He was able to help farmers. He set up a roving school that went around and taught people that didn't know much, both black and white. I mean, that speaks to a man of good character. What about just holding up that instead of saying, well, he's this and he's that, so therefore we'll honor him?
No, you're absolutely right. But identity politics, Brian, is consistently redefining the country in which we live. I mean, look at right now with the native protests. If those were people other than natives blockading rail lines, they're arrested and thrown in jail. But
thankfully, that is happening. We've got a police chief in Sarnia who's facing contempt charges because he refused a court order to get in there and end a blockade. And also the people that were doing the blockade are also facing contempt charges. So
but that
is happening.
I could also point to the ongoing tragedy in Caledonia, where for years there's been this two-tier system. And I mean, even the term queering Black history, Brian, what it suggests to me is that, history or even Black history, that's not quite enough of our social justice ideology on play. We have to, add a little spice. I know we'll make the participants gay, because if it's good, it's gay, and if it's gay, it's good. That's the mindset here.
I have no problem if somebody is gay and they're an honorable person and they're important in history. Show them that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Hold them up, but hold them up because of their character, not their identity. I want to show you something else from the Toronto District School Board, Menzies, and that is their Family Day poster. I don't know if this one's going to be used, but excuse me, this was in the same document as the whole discussion about queering George Washington Carver in Black History Month. This is their Family Day poster, so it's kind of a family tree motif. And you look at the words around it. You've got two-spirit, bisexual, queer, transgender, lesbian, heterosexual. Heterosexual's off to one side in the bottom left. Down on the bottom right is the word straight. You read that poster and it's almost like, oh, wow, you know a straight couple? You know a straight couple? Wow, like That's so cool. I never knew any of them. It makes it look like those are the people that are in the minority. It's bizarre.
Brian, that's exactly the road I was going down with this. Could you imagine if aliens from outer space came down and to sort of do a demographic analysis of the landscape, they were basing their research on that poster. They would go back to Pluto, or I guess Uranus, or wherever it is they came from, and they would say to their superiors, we've determined that on the planet Earth, the LBGT and bicurious contingent is 98% of the population, and there's these 2%. They're called straights.
We're not sure what that is, because they're not mentioned in Black History Month at all.
Yeah, it's kind of the statistical anomaly, when in fact the reverse is the case. But that poster doesn't tell you that, does it?
No, and I want to take this beyond the issue of sexuality, because I think this touches on. This is just a symptom of a problem at the country's largest school board. This is an ongoing series of issues. We talked about it with veggie sex. We talked about it with the polygamy poster. This is a school board that doesn't like the Canada it sees. It doesn't like the community it serves. It wants to serve a very small slice of that and have everybody else take that. Is there any move, you live in Toronto, is there any move to say, let's get rid of some of these administrators here, starting at the top?
Do you know, I think it's another case, Brian, where people are, so, I wouldn't want to say obsessed, but in terms of their priorities, we want to get to work. We want to put bread on the table. We want our kids to go to school. The idea of getting involved in trying to stem these left-wing progressive radicals from getting their agenda through, it's a full-time job. I mean, and it's up to watchdogs like us at Sun News and great bloggers like the people at Blazing Cat to blow the whistle. And, you're absolutely right. That's a great example you pointed to, the Love Has No Gender posters. Well, it's one thing to say love has no gender, but when you are talking about illegal couplings, and the last time I checked,
polygamy is illegal.
Exactly. And not only are they mentioning it, but it's the polygamous relationships and the homosexual relationships in that poster that are front and center. And, it's a sorry state of affairs, especially when we have a no-fail policy, of course. And that's why you have kids even getting enrolled into journalism school at the university level, that the first couple of weeks of classes, Brian, and I'm not kidding you, they're being taught the difference between it's, the possessive it's, and it is. I mean, this is madness.
You're right that it's a lot of work to get involved and people don't have time, but it's at the local level that it counts the most, because that's where the action is. Menzoid, good talking to you. We'll chat again soon.
Happy Lucky 13 to you, Brian.
All right, and to you.